Watch as this man gets called out for stolen valor by an active service member.
Hey, thanks for your service.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Have you been to the USO here?
I haven't. I'm trying to stay put.
These great videos on the internet called Stolen Valor. You should Google them because they're these people and they have the most audacity, pretending to be soldiers, looking people in the face, telling them they served.
Oh my God.
It's just unreal because real veterans can see when people are lying. So who are you with? Who's that combat patch from?
Yeah.
That's not a combat patch, actually. That's a unit affiliation patch.
Yeah.
So your combat patch is going to be the one on your right shoulder. I'm not going to tear you apart here in front of all these people.
You should.
Peace, Oakland. Meet Ray Bobbitt, the CEO of AASEG, and according to his own website, a decorated veteran of Desert Storm. A man of honor, sacrifice, and grit. Except, nah. The only battle Ray ever saw was his belt buckle after second helpings at dinner. Now, I always suspected that Ray Bobbitt was a liar. And so we pulled his actual military records under the Freedom of Information Act. And guess what? Ray wasn't storming beaches in Normandy. He was a weekend warrior, trained in California, Nevada, and Arizona. His so-called medals, they're a literal starter pack for reservists. The National Defense Service Medal, the Rifle Marksman, stuff every Marine gets. So what's missing? All the medals that you have if you actually deployed to a war zone. No Southwest Asia Service Medal, no Kuwait Liberation Medal, no campaign ribbons at all. Translation, Ray Bobbitt never saw combat. He never went to war, period. But that didn't stop him from strutting all around Oakland, calling himself a war veteran. No, that's not just lying. That's called stolen valor. Stealing honor from the men and women who actually bled for this country. Some of you should be really pissed off about that. And while Ray Bobbitt is out here playing fake-ass G.I. Joe, his company AASEG still owes Oakland, California millions from that Coliseum deal. Their missed deadlines forced the city into a contingency budget, cutting police and fire services while Oakland, California spirals into chaos. Our city loses police, we lose more money to keep senior centers open, money for the arts, and firefighters, but hey, Ray gets to cosplay as Captain America. So here's the simple and for Ray Bobbitt, devastating truth. Ray Bobbitt is a janky promoter. His ex-business partners are suing him. His company, AASEG, cannot pay the money that they owe to the city, and now he's lying about being a war veteran? That's some low-down, dirty stuff, Ray. And yet, stolen valor is illegal, especially when you use it for financial gain, like contracts or funding, like you have. So we are reporting Ray Bobbitt to every single agency we can. And if you're a veteran, especially a United States Marine, then you should too. Stolen valor is a serious, disgraceful crime. Shame on you, Ray. Shame on you. So now, as always, let's get into the evidence and dig a little deeper. But first, please like, comment, and subscribe to keep this show going. Let's get into it. So I've got a little blast from the past, just so you can remember. The Ray Bobbitt, Seneca Scott saga. I've been calling him out for not paying that money for a minute. So on that day, I asked Ray Bobbitt for his DD-214s. And if you don't know what that means, that's military talk for your service records and exactly how you were discharged. Did you get an honorable, a medical discharge, a dishonorable discharge, and where you served, what medals you got, all that stuff that people have. And he looked at me funny, and that's when we knew, oh, Ray Bobbitt, I think this dude is lying. So remember, one of the most important parts about stolen valor is that you use it for gain. You use it to actually gain status, gain clients, or something like that. And so I'm going to show you something that qualifies for that. This is the Rotary Oakland meeting, February 13th in 2005. Just a few months ago, they're talking about the Oakland Coliseum deal. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's said about Ray Bobbitt in this video. And then you can make a judgment for yourself with whether he's using his alleged status as a war veteran, highly decorated war veteran, to gain financial gain.
Ray Bobbitt is the founder and managing member of the AAESEG, African American Sports and Entertainment Group. He also serves as president and sole owner of Nasifra Corporation, a facility management and urban consulting company that he founded 22 years ago right here in Oakland. He's a community leader. Mr. Bobbitt has served as founder and co-founder, advisory board member of several community boards. Oakland Parks and Recs Commission, East Bay Youth Football League, a lot of different organizations that he had. But probably most importantly, Mr. Bauer is also a decorated veteran of Desert Storm as the U.S. Marine from the U.S. Marine Corps.
So you heard that. Most importantly, he named all those other things, which actually sounded pretty cool. It made me, I kind of like Ray. If he were doing those things in good faith, good for you, Ray. I appreciate you being involved with the community. But notice he said most importantly. That means that he's using his status and his lies in a stolen valor to gain. So let's go into my little presentation. Y'all know I had a presentation for you today. So let's go ahead and look at it. Stolen valor. Ray Bobbitt, founder and managing member of AASEG. Let's go ahead and take a look at Mr. Bobbitt. Ray Bobbitt is the founder and managing member of AASEG. He serves as the president and sole shareholder. We just got a bio from him, so we don't need to look at all of that. But if you look toward the bottom here, what you see is, in addition, Mr. Bobbitt is a decorated veteran of Desert Storm as a U.S. Marine Corps 4th LAAM Battalion. I made it bigger so you can see it. Decorated veteran of Desert Storm as a U.S. Marine. Now let's pick this apart because it's not that hard to do it. It was actually pretty simple once we got his record. So about that record, remember, I put that picture here because we remember who he hosts court with. Rebecca Kaplan, who's absolutely a crook, and Xing Tao, who we know is a crook. She's going to be going to jail for it. Now, we didn't believe him, so we did a FOIA request for his military record for Ray. And what we found in that FOIA request was very interesting. Here is that request. As you see, Ray Bobbitt did serve in the United States Marine as a reservist. His dates of service were January 14, 1988 to January 13, 1996 in the U.S. Reserve. He was a field radio operator, and his decorations and awards include the National Defense Service Medal, Rifle Marksman Badge, Meritorious Unit Citation, and Select Corps Reserve Medal, and Honorable Reserve Discharge Button. All great things, but these are not the medals of a reservist who served in a war. So here's what the record shows. When you serve in a war, you have to get, first of all, his unit, the 4th LLAMB, they never actually got called or deployed. They never went to Desert Storm. And so he got the routine peacetime medals. What he didn't get are the Asian Southwest Medal, the Kuwait Liberation Medal. There was another one. There is a reserve medal. Let me look it up just to make sure. I talked to my friend who was a four-bird colonel in the United Army. I'm sorry, not the United Army, in the Army. And let me read what he told me here. There's another medal that he's missing that's sort of glaring and obvious. The Armed Forces Reserve Medal. So everyone who goes to war in Desert Storm would have got the following medals. Southwest Air Service Medal, the Kuwait Liberation Medal. The Southwest Air Service Medal is the primary U.S. military decoration for service during the U.S. Gulf War. Go through these real quick so you can get it. The Kuwait Liberation Medal is the U.S. military accepted the Kuwait military medal from both Saudi Arabia and Kuwait for service in the liberation of Kuwait during the Gulf War, so it comes from Kuwait. the National Defense Service Medal. Ray Bobbitt got that one because that medal is awarded to all branches of the U.S. Armed Forces for services during designated wartime period. The first Gulf War qualifies for this. He got the Armed Service Reserve Medal. He did not get this one, I'm sorry. Reservists called up for Desert Storm also received this medal for their service. Do you see an Armed Forces Reserve Medal in his medals right here? Do you see that? Because I don't. I don't see an Armed Forces Reserve Medal. I don't see that. I don't see a Kuwait Liberation Medal. I don't see a Southwest Asia Service Medal. So he's missing 3 medals that would be someone who actually served as a highly decorated war veteran. He's just lied. He took his normal medals that he got for just serving for 9 years or whatever, and he tried to call himself highly decorated and stretch it into being in a war because he served at the same time that the war was going on. That's how janky promoters operate. Let's look a little deeper. Robert's service record shows nothing overseas. He was activated on 16th of February in 1991. The war ended on the 28th of February 1991. The Gulf War ended on the 28th of February 1991. He didn't even get called into service after training until the 16th of February to Yuma. So you telling me they sent him from Yuma, Arizona, all the way to the Gulf War that ended 2 weeks later, but forgot to mention it of any records? I don't think so. It's very simple. Stolen valor. Ray Bobbitt is guilty of stolen valor. Shame on you, Ray Bobbitt. Shame on you. So let me give some closing remarks. Let me get up out of here. We don't need to say that much about this. Ray is a janky promoter. They ain't never going to pay that money. He's never going to own the AASEG. AASEG is never going to own the Coliseum. Anybody who is actually knows anything about business knows this. And I've also heard rumors that Ray Bobbitt's partners are already pulling out. After how many meetings the city of Oakland held, how many celebrations, how many times did they pat themselves on the back that this deal was getting done? They celebrated at the Alameda County Board of Supervisors meeting last month. I saw them cheering. Why? We ain't got no money yet. We're in a contingency budget because we put the sale of the Coliseum as part of our last budget because former Mayor Shintao and everyone around her was, just very stupid, very dumb, corrupt people. Corruption and stupidity seem to go hand in hand in Oakland. So, Ray Bobbitt, stolen valor. We're going to be reporting him. This is very, very serious. I don't see how anybody can do business with AASEG knowing that their CEO is guilty of such a heinous, disrespectful crime. It's so easy to not lie about being in a war. Kind of easy. It's really easy to not lie about being in a war. I'm just saying. Ray didn't have to do that. But he did. He did do that. He did lie. And everybody repeated that lie. So all around town, people are saying Ray Bobbitt is a highly decorated Desert Storm veteran. That is a lie. Ray Bobbitt, stolen valor. Ray Bobbitt is a janky promoter. Ray Bobbitt, your career ends today. Peace, Oakland. You don't want to be the next contestant on that Summer Jam screen. Trust me about that. So you need to do what your job is out there. You work for the city of Oakland. If you're an elected official, if you're someone like Ray Bobbitt doing business with the city, we are watching you at Gotham, Oakland. If you do anything to harm Oakland, you're going to be up here with this man. Stolen valor. Peace, Oakland. I love you. See you back here Wednesday.
Yo, I swear it's only up from here. Yo, I swear it's only up from here. Yo, I swear it's only up from here. Yo, I swear it's only up from here.